Okay, so here I am learning how I can evolve as a digital learner. I've started with a quick mind map that I've drawn in Microsoft Paint, very lacking in complexity, but really what I'm trying to do is think of words that come to my mind that might inform on understanding digital learning better. And I'm going to try those out using Google. So I'm going to go from that question into Google. So the first thing people often do with search is they actually write in the question. So I'm going to write how can I evolve as a digital learner? And when I look at the options that are being shown on the screen, I can certainly see that the word digital and learning and evolved are all separated. So I might want them together potentially in order to get things out. 5 ways. Some of them are good, but then you can see evolution of a digital discipline. I think the word evolution isn't really helping me here. But what does seem to be useful is the phrase digital learning and digital learner. So maybe I will try get rid of all of the beginnings of that question, and I'll try putting in the Boolean operator or, and I'll also use phrase searching markings, these inverted quote marks, in order to keep those phrases together so that I don't get the separation. Now I'm looking at some National Learning Resources Network homepage, and that's an edu.au site, which gives me a sense that it has some authority because it comes from an education institution in Australia, so it's local, which is great. So then I'm going to roll down and see if there's anything there. So then we've got Digital Learning Resources, National Film and Sound Archive. I'm feeling like it's a little bit less helpful for me at this point. So I'm going to try a slightly different strategy. Now I'm going to actually remove all of those terms from the top, and I'm going to try digital literacy and to see what comes up there. Now the first thing comes up there is a Wikipedia entry, and some people might think, oh god, that's terrible, but actually Wikipedia can be very reliable, and if there's a Wikipedia entry, that suggests that it's the accepted term, so it has a greater weight to it, and I might expect that that term would be useful for me in finding better information. So I've actually clicked on that digital literacy Wikipedia page, and I can see there's quite a lot of information running down there. And I can see I've got a whole bunch of new keywords I might find useful. For example, transliteracy. Perhaps that's useful to me, so I might write that down as a possible term. And there's also, wow, lectracy, the pedagogical skills necessary for new digital skills. So I'll try that one as well, maybe. So I'm going to write those down on a little Word document. Electricity, and then I might go back to Google and then see what I could come up with in that thing. I also notice in the second result I get a digital literacy tutorial from Deakin University, which I think might be useful, so I'll open that up as well. So if I try then putting in the word transliteracy or electricity, I'll see if those bring up anything apart from the Wikipedia article we've just seen. 20 things educators need to know about digital literacy by opencolleges.edu.au. I can open that up. And there's a slide share, which might be interesting, and some blogs, but maybe I've gone too in depth, so I'm going to remove one of those words. Transliteracy, just have a look at that. What is transliteracy? So there's quite a lot of interesting results. So maybe if I just type in transliteracy altogether, that will come up with. So obviously there's a Wikipedia article entry there, which is useful. So I seem to have quite a lot of options there. Now if I try to add some other terms from my original search, I think digital literacy probably came up with the best literacy, the best results. So if I put that into phrase search, and then I might try learning online or lifelong learning, and use nesting and maybe distance. Well, just try those ones to start off with. And here I have, there's some scholarly articles coming up for digital literacy, online learning, learning online or lifelong learning. That might be helpful. And then there's this very interesting integrating digital literacy in a student-centered learning, which looks interesting. And there's that Deakin tutorial. Also, it has this very interesting looking edutopia.org, and I know they're a good organisation. It's a bedrock for lifelong learning that I think might be very interesting, so I'll certainly look at those. So in that little search, I've found a number of resources. Now it's time to read them and then to see if I can make better sense of the topic.